I thought today was one of those games. We get out there early lead, but you take the two of the best pitchers in baseball, David and Archer, hands down. I mean, they're in the top 5. And it was one of those games. They came back, we came back, we hit them around a little bit, which is very rare here. Games shape up that way. I think everybody coming in thinks it's going to be a low-scoring game, if any scoring. And it turned out just the opposite. That's kind of the beauty of baseball and kind of the curse of baseball a little bit. And it was kind of an ugly win, but it was a win, and it's a good way. We went in there, had a little celebration. So I tip my hat to the guys. You know what? They've battled all year. They competed, day in, day out, and, we're proud of them.
John, I know a lot of the players were saying over the last 24 hours that they really don't want to celebrate anything until they clinch that division. But given what this franchise has had to go through and knowing that you are in for sure, was it one of those things that you wanted to encourage, like enjoy the moment?
Well, yeah, I think they all wanted to enjoy it. They just didn't want to get carried away. We're going to hopefully save that one for a later date here in the near future. So was that a yogiism? Later date in the near future? But yeah, I think you have to recognize it. It has been so long. And it's been a battle all year. I mean, we were just hovering around that 500 mark around the trade deadline, and some great acquisitions, and we just took off, and we've been playing great ball ever since. And we tip our hat to those guys.
John, congratulations. First of
Thank
all,
you.
But secondly, Aaron Sanchez's inning. I presume you're looking at a chance to get him in. And just talk a little bit. Has he made any type of adjustments since we last saw him? And I mean, that curve that he threw looked like one that he'd thrown a couple of weeks ago.
For the strikeout. Yeah, Jeff. No, there's really been any adjustments. He was, where he ran into trouble. A couple outings, he lost the strike zone, and then some of the hits he gave up. They were finding some holes. He's a ground ball guy, and if they find the hole, that's you want him to get it on the ground, but. Naturally, when somebody's rolling along like he did last September, and then we put him in the bullpen this year, he really took off, and he was coming into his own as a starter, and then he hit that little blip. I think the tendency is everybody wants to panic and say what's wrong with him, and yeah, I mean he struggled. I mean that's there's no getting around that. But it really is a part of it, especially for those young guys, and they can lose their confidence just enough to make it a little bit tougher on them. Maybe they squeeze the ball a little bit more, don't cut it loose like they normally do, and I think that's basically what happened. But I mean, he's too valuable to us. I mean, we need him, from here on out. And today was a good inning for him. Stacked up pretty good. I mean, it's the heart of their lineup, but it's basically right-handers, and he responded.
Gibby, what's the champagne of choice for a second wild card? And do you upgrade for the AL East?
Rich, I don't know what that cost, but it's, I'm sure it's good for a hangover, though. But we were looking for some Boone's Farm Tickle Pink or something. But
Gibby, Bautista goes deep twice today, and here's a guy who's played almost 1,400 games in the big leagues and has never gone to the postseason until now. How happy are you for him, for all he's gone through, really leading this franchise at a time when they weren't winning a lot of games?
Yeah, that's big. Well, it's big for me, too. I haven't either. So, but, you go around that room, Bautista, Dickey, there's a bunch of them. And, Eddie, guys that have had tremendous careers. They're the top players in baseball, but they haven't experienced that yet. And there's, I think a big reason why we're going, too, is some of the guys we brought in have been there before, and I think that's helped. But, yeah, that's the ultimate goal of all these guys. I mean, you can, there's some guys running around the big leagues in the history of the game that were Hall of Fame players that never got there, and nobody ever wants that. And there's been some tough years, some lean years here, and they've done their part. There probably wasn't enough there to get the team over the top. So it'll be very rewarding. And it'll be a chance too for really the whole world to see what those guys are about.
Sorry, John, just back to the champagne. There didn't seem to be much of a celebration on the field. What happened when you guys got in the room?
Well, we had a little toast. Broke some champagne and sprayed it around. Yeah, I gave a little toast. So. Yeah, I don't think it was time for to circle the field out there. I don't think we're quite ready for that yet. Hopefully that's coming.